It's a good question, isn't it? What up, guys? I am Sa Ra Garvey, and we are back on the streets of London asking the crazy questions, the introspective questions, the questions that will get people talking. And today we are asking ourselves, are black women out of control? The question is, are black women out of control?
I think black women are out of control if they are written in a script to be out of control. So if it's about entertainment purposes and the entertainment script says you've got to be out of control, I guess for the money they're going to do that. But generally I don't believe that black women are out of control.
Bad as UK is not good content. And that's okay, because it doesn't mean that it's setting the culture back or it's setting black women back 20 years. It just means it's not good content. 2024, I want us all to divest from this false sense of the culture that forces us to blindly support black content or, black owned businesses in the name of the culture. I think we should investigate what the culture really means, because I don't know. Can someone give me an answer? What is the culture? I'll be damned if I go and carry the culture on my head to now go and support every Tom, Dick and Harry simply because we share the same skin colour. Absolutely not. Some of you don't deserve my support.
So you think it's a social media or a TV type characterization of black women?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you don't think in general life black women are out of control? Or women in general?
Women in general, out of control. Give me the context, out of control. What's it in measurement of?
There was a time where the term like a lady actually meant something.
Right.
Do you believe that a lot of women are like that?
Again, I think like a lady does mean like a lady, right? And I think that black women can be like ladies. They can be like queens because that's what they are. Having said that, though, if they're in a TV show and they're given enough money to be out of control, I believe they will play that script and really play into that stereotype.
So do you think a lot of us are out of control due to money?
Or the lack of.
Or the lack of it, and then they want some of it?
Absolutely.
Right.
I think it can be the lack of, and they want some of it, if there's an opportunity to make money. In terms of attitude, you spoke about attitude, I do believe it's a construct.
Okay.
Right?
What do you mean by that?
Okay, so I think that because we're having it so difficult, and
what, black women in general? In general,
and I don't think other people are not having it difficult, but us more than many, there is such a big disparity in terms of health, in terms of jobs, in terms of education, in terms of opportunity.
Right.
I think that the tolerance level is really low, and I think the window of tolerance is very, very small.
Do you think black women have a lower tolerance?
To what?
Like you just said, their tolerance level is low. So you think black women have a lower tolerance level than other women in general?
Yes, I do. I think because there are disparities. So let's put a black woman up against a white woman, and let's say they're looking for a job, and perhaps that black woman has been turned down for many jobs, not because she has lack of experience or lack of education, just because of the colour of her skin.
I don't think black women are out of control.
Have you seen all of the new type stuff coming out of the reality shows? UK Badders, Real Housewives of the... yes. So you don't think that is an out of control image?
No, the reason I don't think so is because, first of all, that is only a certain percentage of black women. And we can't generalise all of them because of maybe a certain group or a certain amount. Also because, yes, they're doing that, but let's be honest, it's a show. If the show was going
So it doesn't have an influence?
I'm not saying it doesn't have an influence, but I'm saying it's a show. If the show isn't entertaining, if things are not happening, like everyone knows what's going to happen when they get there. Everyone knows there's going to be fights. Everyone knows there's going to be things going on. Like I don't want to say it's part of the show, but it is. It's basically part of the show because that's what everyone's expecting to see.
But isn't that out of control?
It's not out of control.
What, fighting?
It's not, because if it was a bunch of white women, it's the same thing.
But it's still out of control behaviour though, isn't it?
It's not out of control, because I feel out of control. I feel like there's a lot. There's a lot to the phrase out of control. What you exactly say?
Is someone's continuously fighting someone?
No, so what
or if that's
exactly?
their go-to.
Yeah, but what specifically? Are you saying behavior?
Are their behaviors out of control?
Are
their behavior is out of control? Yeah.
Okay, behavior. Again, I wouldn't say out of control, because I would say each to their own as how they want to portray themselves. Right.
Have you seen UK badders?
I have, and I've seen.
Yeah, that's not out of control.
When you say out of control, explain to me, what is your question?
The fights, the behavior, the attitude?
Okay, let's talk about the fights then.
Okay.
The fights that's happened. What are they about?
What do you mean, what are they about?
What are they about? Why were they fighting?
Someone says something about someone that they didn't like.
Okay, so if they were to do that off show, in public or anything else, would you say they were out of control?
100%.
Why?
Because fighting is not the go-to thing that you do.
It isn't.
When you have a disagreement.
It isn't. But then you're dealing with different type of people. This is what I'm saying. You're dealing with different type of people. You can't say, oh, they're out of control because they acted out how they felt. Yes, it might have been wrong for them to act it out, and it wasn't supposed to happen. Like, in terms of saying, like, it wasn't the right thing to do at the time. They could have talked about it.
Right.
But I wouldn't say they were out of control because of that situation that happened. Because I'm sure that's not what they do every single day of their life. If they are fighting every single day of their life, every minute, every person that they met, then I can say, okay, they're out of control. But this is one aspect that you're seeing. We can't judge them on that one aspect, and we shouldn't even be judging at all, anyways.
I think we should judge.
I don't think we have the right to.
I mean,
because there's a lot of backstory. The individual that's fighting, we don't know about.
If you were on TV or social media consistently fighting, you don't think you'll be judged for it?
Okay, that again, you've used a specific word, consistently.
Yeah, if that's your goal.
And that was the word I used. I said if they are consistently doing it, then okay, fair enough. We can say, I can't lie, you're moving a bit much. But again, still saying they're out of control, I think is strong, because again, the individual that's going out of control, we don't personally know them. We don't know what. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot to an individual to just say.
But if you go through the shows, you can go through Badders, you can go through Love and Hip Hop, right? You can go through the Real Housewives of whichever one, choose one.
Okay.
You can go through all of these reality shows that consistently, and all over social media, whether it be the podcasts, whether it be stuff people are posting. There's a lot of the time that black women seem to be half naked, fighting, attitude. You don't think that's out of control behavior?
Again, I don't judge people on what they decide to do. They can do what they want to do.
So
right?
then how do you keep people in line?
You're not meant to keep people. You can't keep people in line. It's not your job to keep other people in line. Obviously, be your brother and sister's keeper.
But imagine you just spat it in my face right now.
Oh, okay, no.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like that, someone would have to keep you in line, right?
No. In what sense?
So it's okay to just go around spitting in people's faces?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if I was to now spit in your face, right? And somebody came to me and obviously someone's going to be like, rah, like, you don't do things like that.
Right, that's keeping you in line.
Okay.
Right.
But when you're talking about, but then that can happen to anyone of any ethnic group. It doesn't have to be a black woman. This is what I'm saying. Because, and then even the shows you've listed, of course, they are all black women. But if, this is what I said, if we flip it and it was all white women, no one calls them out of control. They say it's entertainment.
No, I would say it's out of control.
So you would say
I would say it's out of control, 100%.
Okay, so why specifically black women?
Because I'm a black man.
So you're
and I have sisters, and I have
and
I have a mother, and I have aunties, and then when I look around, I don't see the black women that I'm around like that. But that is the
and there's a lot of black women that are probably like that.
But in general, what is portrayed as what a black woman is somebody who's out of control on the social medias and all over the TV.
I don't believe so, because you have other women that are out there on social media that are, portraying us in a good light. So there's Nissy T, there's
Who?
Nissy T.
Who's that?
Nissy T is she did what's it called? She did a show that, again, it was a similar thing but this was
If it's similar,
this
then
was-
that's not a good lie, is it?
hold on. She was. It was a show, and it was kind of like men against women in terms of opinions, and they kind of throw questions and all of that.
Right, okay.
Right. She was in the midst of certain. I think everyone there played a very good role, and they did what they did. Again, like I said, it's TV, it's a show. So I do believe there is a lot of things. Editing comes in. There's a lot of things that you don't see that actually happen.
I guess that's going to make her less tolerant of people treating her differently, people disrespecting her. She's going to be like, I'm not putting up with this anymore.
So then what would
She's gonna react.
so then what would be the solution to that?
Personally, I do believe that a lot of re-education for us,
For black people?
for black people, by black people, a lot of re-education for us, meaning that if we want something, we've got to make that thing. So if we want great jobs, let us be entrepreneurs and solo entrepreneurs and create that market for ourselves. No good looking at somebody else to do it for you, because it's never going to happen. And if they do get a so-called good job, they're going to code switch in order to fit in, right? And so if they code switch in order to fit in, that's not their true being. That's not their true nature. They're going to be holding a lot of that in their bodies.
So you're saying a lot of the time black women have to be people that they're actually not in the society?
Yes, I do believe that.
It's like wearing a mask.
Wear the mask
Right.
in order to fit in. If you're looking at somebody else's organisation, you want to fit into that organisation, you've got a code switch.
But then if it's
Yeah.
not your organisation, doesn't everyone have to code switch?
If it's not your organisation.
Like if you're going into someone else's
Yeah.
place of work,
Yeah,
everyone has a code switch, right?
maybe to a degree. But I don't believe that white people have to do that as much, because I guess there's always been a saviour complex. If it's a white thing, oh, it's okay. She can behave the way she wants to behave. He can behave the way he wants to behave. Almost like this is normal for them to behave like that. And we're going to allow them and we're going to tolerate that. When it's a black woman trying to do that, or a black man, they are called out on that idiosyncrasy of theirs.
Are you speaking from experience?
Absolutely.
Right. Because it sounds like it.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So
thus,
go on.
from that experience, I've decided that I'm no longer going to work in somebody else's organisation. I'm going to create my own market, and I'm going to work in my own organisation.
Right.
Thank you very much.
So you don't have to code switch?
Absolutely not.
Right.
I'm me, and I love it.